Welcome to our FAQ session. I'm Britt.
And I'm Sydney.
And today we'll answer some commonly asked questions about CPR, AEDs, sudden cardiac arrest, or anything in between. So, let's get started.
All right. Can anyone learn CPR? Yes, of course. Anyone can learn CPR. Even small children can learn CPR. We actually had a great story on our social media recently where a 6-year-old boy, he did an incredible act and he pulled his 3-year-old cousin from a swimming pool and administered CPR. And so when EMS showed up, they were able to step in and they said without his action, she probably wouldn't have made it. So yes, anyone can learn CPR, children, students, anybody.
That's incredible. Aren't some schools now, they actually teach CPR in schools to seniors or juniors?
Yes, it's very important to learn.
Yep. All right, let's go to the next question. How long do AEDs last? So that is a good question. Eventually, if you buy an AED, you will have to replace it eventually. Just like any other piece of technology, phones, laptops, the internal parts inside of them do wear down over time, and they break down and they stop working. But AEDs are made to last a lot longer than a cell phone or a laptop. It is a class 3 medical device, so they need to be functional for a very specific amount of time. So manufacturers set warranties for all new devices that are typically between 7 and 8 years. And what that warranty is stating that they believe during that warranty time that device will function properly. Past that warranty, it may last a year or two, or it may fail a little bit before. Typically, it's going to be within that 7 to 8 years. If you buy a refurbished device, you need to know how old the device is and if it still has any warranty life in it left. If not, you might want to look at a different AED. What is it? Why do pads expire? So this is a pretty common question, but it's actually a more common problem. The issue with this is a lot of people assume the pads are in sealed packaging that unless you use them, you don't have to replace them. And that's actually a huge problem because if the pads are expired, more than likely the device could fail during use. And we don't want anyone in that situation. The reason they expire is because the gel adhesive in the pads does dry out over time. When it dries, if it's not sticky enough to stick to the skin to adhere properly, that shock may not ever reach it to the victim. And that life-saving therapy is what they need in that moment. So if you're giving CPR, you could think about that and the pads aren't stuck. When you press down and do the compression, the pads could come up off the victim. And another issue is corrosion. There are metal conductors inside the pads. If they corrode, then that is another cause of impedance for that life-saving therapy to get to the victim. So always check the dates on your pads and make certain you replace them in a timely manner.
Awesome. Great question, guys.
Yep.
And stay tuned for our next FAQ. Give us more questions and we'll give you more answers.
Yep. Have a good one. I think it's the most entertaining part is us trying to do this.
Yeah, maybe people...
Camera comes on and I'm like...
If someone asks me... 8 years for each AED? Great.